Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. So we're back in our AJS37 Viggen looking at the U22-A jammer pod. Now, I've already done 2 videos on this, trying to see if we could get it to work, because we've had lots of people reporting that it does do good stuff, but we wanted it empirically. So I did a first video where I ran it up against an SA10S300 PS ground-based system, and the way I tested it is I flew at it with my jammer on and without my jammer on to see when it tracked us and when it launched at us. And what we found is it didn't make any difference or negligible difference, and hence we concluded from that it simply doesn't work against an SA-10. Then we did a second vid a couple of days ago when we were up against a cruiser class Moskva and did the same thing. We flew against it with and without the jammer, and we found that when it tracked us and when it fired at us was again almost the same. Within a mile or a couple of miles it was the same whether we had the jammer on, whether we had the jammer off, and so we decided, okay, well, yeah, still it doesn't seem to work. So what we did then was we unleashed our very own Shifty on the case, and he did some experiments and found that in fact it does work absolutely fine. It was just the way I was running the previous tests that, well, I was doing it wrong. I was measuring it wrong basically, so that's my fault. I apologise for wasting your time. And rather than explaining exactly what we did wrong, I will just go and show you it working now. So we've got the same setup. We're in a Viggen here. We've got our U22A, which is a mid-1990s upgrade to the U22. Against more or less a contemporary vessel, we've got a Slava class Moskva, which has on board it a Grumble, an F-series Grumble SAM launcher, and we're going to show that we do get perfectly good effect with our U22A. So what we're going to do is fly. We're going to put ourselves in autopilot, AFK, and I'm just going to show, here's us. We are at 26,000 feet, 45 odd miles away from the Moskva, and what we're going to do is just run into it without the jammer. So jammer off, put the seat up, and we're just going to trundle towards it on purpose and see what happens without the jammer. So let's speed that up. Ping, stop. Right, so without the jammer, he is firing on us at 35 miles. Basically the maximum kinetic that he can fire at, which is about right. He can fire a little bit further, but it took him a little time to warm up, I imagine. So let's just keep running that. Now, out of interest, in this particular experiment, I'm not getting any RWR beeps or lights, and I can see I've got it set here to light and sound. So if anyone knows why my RWR's not working at the moment, that'd be appreciated. Maybe something to do with the altitude, but we are 30 odd miles out. Speed that up, don't want to waste any more time. Stop right there. Grab one of his missiles, and what we're going to find is that missile will hit me in the face, and I'm one dead camper. So that's it without the jammer. Now let's go with the jammer. Arge on, AFK, on, jammer on. It's already warmed up, and we know because it's got the modwerk. So we are now jamming. So we're now going to speed up time. Ping, stop. Let's have a look at that, shall we? So we've gone down from 35 miles to 24 miles. That's an 11-mile increase. And the reason for that is this guy couldn't get a track on us until 11 miles further in, because that was when it had its jammer burn through. Obviously, jammers are effective, but only to a certain distance. The closer we get, the easier they can burn through. So that's that. That's, first of all, great proof that the jammer is effective and is doing its job. But that's not the coolest thing. Here comes the coolest thing. So we're just going to unpause there. Just going to check we are on target. Ah, the RWR is working. Oh, it's gone again. Yeah, something funky with that RWR at the moment. I don't know what that's all about. But let's not worry about that. It's not what we're worrying about today. This is, so stop there. Find our missile. Pow! Missed. The missile missed. Now, if you know anything about Grumbles, they don't miss. They never miss. Impossible to get a Grumble to miss. Almost impossible to dodge the bloody things. And yet it's missed. And that's because it's upset the track enough that it just didn't have the accuracy. When I mean the track, I mean the track radar of the vessel just couldn't get accurate enough to guide this missile to its proximity fuse range, which is whatever it is, 20, 30 feet, 50 feet, and therefore it didn't explode. Now, I've never seen that before, and that is a really good first piece of evidence of the DCS jamming engine working properly. We've always had doubts about it, but now it shows that we've got some really good stuff there, so that's really promising to see. And what we found is, we've done repeated tests, we found that there is, from this range, which is about 20 miles, or 25 miles, that there is a 75% chance the missile will miss with the jammer on. We're talking about grumbles, but we can say contemporary missiles are probably going to be about the same. And the closer we get to the vessel, the lower that percentage gets. So if we're right up, within 10 miles of the vessel, there's a 100% chance, there's a 0% percent it will miss, if you know what I'm saying. So the further away we are, the closer we are to the burn through, then the more effective we have at jamming. So bearing in mind that 75% chance of miss, let's have a look at the next missile. Let's roll the dice. Aha! You can see it was literally just within the proximity fuse distance of however many feet. So I imagine there's a randomizer, just a randomizer in there that bases its probability of getting within the proximity fuse based on the strength of jam, based on other parameters, and how far we are out from the vessel. So all in all, really chuffed with that. And again, my apologies for wasting your time with the previous two videos, but that's just how it goes sometimes. We've got there in the end, and I look forward to your comments. It's proving that the U22A is actually perfectly effective, and almost certainly the other jammers in the other aircraft are going to be the same or similar. So, cool. Hope you enjoyed that. See you later.